Hi there, Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter. And it is the last week in November, so this is going to be a holiday and celebration themed love letter to help you strategize how you can not get stuffed or completely ruin your health during the holiday celebration. So this doesn't just have to do with Thanksgiving. If you're watching this at other times during the year, this could be for birthday celebrations, office parties, 4th of July, Christmas, New Year's, any holiday celebration. In previous articles we noted that oftentimes when we celebrate a holiday or some sort of an occasion, we associate it with food. And Thanksgiving in particular is just this gorge fest where we all gather together and stuff our faces and get in intense emotional fights with our family, and it's just like it's this crazy sabotage time. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. And there's a few things that we may be overlooking that could sabotage the day or even make it just food-centered. What we noted in the other article was that the reason why we tend to gorge ourselves so much during Thanksgiving in particular is that we've begun to conflate food with love. But the angels have taken it one step further this week when I was channeling What Do We Need to Know? That we're not only conflating food with love, but we're also conflating food with acknowledgement, appreciation, and celebration. Like, if there's any achievement, you have to eat for it, right? So this is coming on the tail end of our food energy work enlightened eatings for empaths retreat this week, and I wanted to continue to give you strategies that can help you deal. So this is 7 strategies to not get stuffed at holiday gatherings. Okay? First one that came through is you need to reframe the meaning of cravings. So we've already kind of went into that. And the thing is, why are you craving to eat more food at a celebration? It may be that you're bored. It may be that it's there. If you look underneath it, it's usually because you want to experience more love and joy in your life. That being said, take the craving response as a signal instead to grab for more food to experience or express more love. So maybe you want to grab someone when you're feeling like, oh, there goes that cake. Let me go over to Aunt Susan and say how much I love her and admire how brilliant she is. Or, oh, there goes my nephew Georgie, and I just want to tell him that I love him and I miss him so much. Give yourself more opportunities to express love and affection by using those craving responses as cues to experience more love. Okay? So that's one strategy. Reframe this desire to eat as it's not just a desire to eat, there's something underneath, and the something underneath that needs to be satisfied is your desire to experience more love. Okay? Secondly, Tupperware. All right. Often we end up eating a lot at celebrations because the dinner plates are like this big, right? And we end up piling them this high. We have to try everything out. Grandma made this. So-and-so's wife made that, and we have to try out everything, right? And because of that, you end up losing track of all the stuff that's gone into your body. And sure, some of us are a wee bit anal and like to track everything on our cell phone, on the MyFitnessPal app or the Lose It app, right? There's no time for that. There's no time for that at the holiday gathering. So what you can do instead is Tupperware. So what you do is you bring a Tupperware that's no more than 3 cups. This one says 2.9 cups. And basically, this gives me a visual. I'm going to be doing this myself, so I'll let you know how it goes. This gives me a visual of exactly how much food is going to go in my body. And it has to be able to close. That's another thing. If you can't get the lid shut, you put too much in there. You're eating too much for your body. Your stomach is actually the size of your fist. So this is already, let's do this. This is already 1, kind of 2. This is already 2 fists. So this is plenty of food by itself. And if you think of the average Thanksgiving plate, I'm going to continue to use Thanksgiving as the predominant example, but this applies to all celebrations and gatherings. If you think of the average dinner plate, our eyes end up being bigger than our stomachs, and it's usually twice this. You know, if you come from my house where we're a big family and there's lots of food, you just pile it on, right? And you challenge yourself to see, well, how much can I stuff in my face? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Do the Tupperware thing. Okay, so that's another strategy that you can do. And if your family starts looking at you weird, like, oh, you're not eating, you're not going to eat what I made. Well, I'm going to eat about this much because I want to participate. I want to know what it tastes, but I'm going to save all these little bits and parts of the Tupperware so I can taste everything, but not blow my health out of the water. And here's the thing. I'm going to continue through the different tips, but the point is, for this whole day, you want to be present to your health at any celebration, remembering your health first while also participating in the festivities and experiencing love with other people, because that's what it's really about. You don't want to put your health underneath, in terms of priority, underneath sharing time with other people. No one wins in that respect, right? So, Tupperware. Next one, hijacking your sense of smell and salivation response. So this one's pretty nice, kind of ninja technique here. Another reason why we tend to overeat is because everything smells so good. All right, so there's like, oh my God, look at those bacon wrapped scallops. You can smell them cooking. Or, oh my gosh, they made chocolate chip cookies. That smells so good. And because of the smell, and the house is full of it, the space is full of the smell, you're immersed in this desire to want to eat and connect sensually more to the things that are generating such tasty smells. But a lot of brain science and craving science has revealed that your sense of smell can also help curb your cravings if you either turn it down, such as, remember Sensei? That basically would affect your sense of smell. That's why people lost weight using that. So there's that. You either turn it down or you overload it with a non-food item. So here's a nice homeopathic remedy, is scented oils. So I have here, now please don't worry about the brand. What matters most is when you open it up, you smell it and you get punched in the face by a giant flower. A flower that you don't want to eat, like lavender, eucalyptus, or tea tree oil. Down in the notes underneath this, I also list more smells such as roses. I think I also put jasmine, lilies. Like whenever I smell it, I kind of, they're very strong, right? Smells very emotional, but with lavender, tea tree, or eucalyptus, what you do in the event that something smells so good, but you already ate, or you're trying to hold off a bit, Pop it open. And you just keep immersing yourself in the smell. Or you can pour some of, this is the eucalyptus. My sinuses are like, woo, clearing. Don't do peppermint, because I tried that earlier before I shot this love letter, and I'm like, oh, it made me salivate. You want one that doesn't make you salivate, like, oh, my eyes are starting to water. Eucalyptus, tea tree, or lavender oil. So you can pour it in like a handkerchief or a Kleenex and hold that up to your hand, or if the oil is safe for putting on your skin, you can just pour it on your hands, rub your hands together, and to help suppress the craving and salivation response. So that's another way that you can still remain present, but kind of get away from the urge to stuff, to binge on Thanksgiving. Okay, so number 4, managing seconds, thirds, and on and on and on. You know, another reason why we want to binge is during Thanksgiving in particular is that, oh man, there's just so much food. Look at this huge, enormous buffet. I want to tackle it. I know, I personally, I'm a task-driven person. I love to feel accomplished. So if you give me a challenge, I'm like, I have to take this on. So if I see like a huge buffet, I have to try everything. Not good, not good, not good. I'm just saying this if you're the same as me. So if you're that same way and you do want to try everything out, here's the thing. Pace yourself by, again, Tupperware. Bring extra Tupperware. I'm on my Tupperware game right now, guys. Bring extra Tupperware so that if you have a feeling like you want to get seconds and thirds, if there was something that tasted really good, and you're like, oh, I would love to have more of that, don't eat it. Tupperware it and put it in a freezer. So you're putting it away so that, you know, it's going to be in the freezer, and you know, you're not really going to want to eat the baked macaroni and cheese when it's frozen, right? So put it in the freezer while you're over the person's house or while you're at home, and also when you get home, if you know what I mean. So it's storing it away. So if you really want to eat that stuff, you're going to have to make yourself work for it. So Tupperware that. And all this is stuff that I channeled this morning, so it's really fun to get to share this with you. Now, similar to the last, the previous number 4, number 5 is conscious display. So I know that if I see it, I'm gonna want to eat it. Like if I go into a deli, you know, they have, for all the cakes and cookies and things, they're underneath see-through glass, right? And that makes you want to have dessert. Or if you go to the Chinese food restaurant or the sushi restaurant, you see underneath the glass, it makes you want to, oh, I want to order that. But for eating at home, and you have, especially at Thanksgiving, everything is out and it's not covered. So basically, what I would recommend is covering with an opaque cover. So having something that's see-through like this is not really good enough. When it's out of sight, and I mean opaquely covered, like, you know, cover up the pot or cover up the turkey. When it's not being eaten and not being used, cover it up. Out of sight, out of mind, out of your body, right? So another simple technique. This is not rocket science. Also, another way that you can stop yourself from overdoing it, like, is to really stop a taste and pleasure binge in its tracks. And this is another ninja technique here. Doing an ACV bomb. What is that? Is that some sort of an alcoholic drink, Victoria? Are we going to be doing Jaeger bombs to to stop from binging? No, that would probably just make it worse. Yeah, no, not exactly. If anything, this is a little bit more intense than doing that kind of a Jaeger bomb or something. Apple cider vinegar. Straight up, Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar. Dropping a shot of that into a good sized cup of water, or just a mug of water. Or if you really want to punch yourself in the face, taking the shot straight instead of alcohol. This is so healthy for you, and it reboots your senses as well as aids in digestion. So if you're really like, oh my gosh, I had that piece of cake. Yes, it fit in my little Tupperware, but I need another. When the growly, crazy part starts to come out that wants to eat all the cookies and all the food all at once and not share with anybody, do an ACV bomb. And really, depending on how bad the urge is, you may want to allow that apple cider vinegar to kind of swoosh around in your mouth. You're going to hate it. And you're going to hate it so good that it'll help to calm down the craving and also aid in digestion. Your body's really going to love you if you do this. Lastly, the seventh way to not get stuffed at a holiday gathering is plan out the event. Most celebrations, most holidays, not even, like Thanksgiving, any holiday or get together, the main event tends to be eating. Even if you're going out on a date or with someone that you care about or going out with the kids, it's let's go eat. There's so many other things in life that you can do other than stuff your face. And I'm saying this, not to be rude to you. I'm actually, I'm speaking to a mirror. There's a mirror behind you, and I'm like, Victoria, stop it. So if you feel me, awesome. And send me an email back if you're like, oh my God, why are you talking to me, Victoria? But every one of these love letters, yes, it's a love letter to you, but this is also a love letter to myself. So have a plan of things other than eating to do. Thanksgiving. The holiday is for expressing gratitude and appreciation, dialing it back and really experiencing and grounding the love that you have received over the past year and even across your life from your work, your family, your friends, your lover, your pets, your relatives who are more than alive now. There's so much more to be doing, and the point of this holiday in particular, but also for any gathering, there's so much more to do than just stuff your face. So have a set time where the family and the group gets up and leaves the dinner table. Have a space for eating and for fun. Eating and fun, other activities, rather than having it all blended together. Because having it all blended together really can keep the emphasis on eating, and gorging ourselves and really compromising our health. So have a set time to get up and move, and maybe we're going to open up the old picture albums and look at great-grandma and great-grandpa on their wedding day and tell stories about them. Or maybe we're going to go around the room, and rather than just say, well, I'm grateful for blah, 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 up-level that. My suggestion is that you go around the room and have rampages of appreciation for each other. So rather than saying, oh, I'm grateful that I have a good family and that I have a steady paycheck and where. Okay, that's nice. No. Go around the room and look either one person in the eye or each person in the eye and tell them why you're grateful for them, what you appreciate or admire in them. Make it personal, because this is one of those days where we get to raise our love vibration very high. And too many times we forget the fact that that's what the celebration is about. That's what not just Thanksgiving, but any group gathering about, is raising the love vibration exponentially high, because there's multiple souls present, alive and more than alive, human and non-human, right? And now I'm hearing the oracle card of the week calling to me. And as always, I pick it at random after praying, angels, God, spirits, what do I need to know? What do we need to know right now about the issue that's at hand? And the deck that we're using is Daily Guidance from the Angels this week. And of course, there's never any surprise, because there's no such thing as coincidence, of what came through. And that is the heart chakra. So what it says here is, love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the center within your physical being attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. I'm going to just read really quick, maybe a line or two. The angels give you this card because the answer to your question rests within your heart. The more that you open your heart, the more love, joy, and peace you'll feel. You can open your heart chakra by asking the angels to send their healing energy, by visualizing your heart surrounded by pink light, by inhaling the fragrance of pink roses, or holding or wearing rose quartz crystal, and by focusing on love. And here's what I want to end with. It's all about experiencing more love. More love. The reason why our bodies tend to hold on to extra weight, or the reason why we tend to stuff ourselves, is with food and sugar and alcohol and cigarettes and other people's issues and things to do with distractions. The reason why we're stuffing is because there's a hunger in our hearts for more love, to experience more love. Now, you have a golden opportunity with this holiday, Thanksgiving, coming up, or if it's your birthday, or if it's an office party, or if it's another holiday, Hanukkah or New Year's coming up, to experience an exponentially big amount of love, to overwhelm yourself with not only the love, gratitude for love that you have already received, but also generating new loving experiences. So what I would encourage you to do is try a few new ways to open your heart to receiving more love. Even if there's a difficult conversation that's going down within the family, even in the midst of an argument or if someone hurled an insult, see only love. Find the love. It's always there. It's like air. It's like air on earth. There's no way that there's a situation without love in it. You can find it. If you're watching this video, you're capable of finding it. Okay? So I want you to know that I love you so much, and I'm really excited. I want you to know that I'm thankful for you. This has been one full year for me being able to share these love letters with you. So from the bottom of my heart and my spirit, I want to tell you thank you. I couldn't do it without you, and we are only getting started. I'm really excited to see what the next year is going to bring. And as a PS, in case you have a hard time, like me, sometimes you have a hard time thinking, well, what are activities that I could do? I just can't really think of them put me on the spot to think of other things to do at an event or during Thanksgiving, other than eating food and saying, hey, so, want to read any good books lately? What are you doing now with your life? So here, I wrote another article. I'm going to put the link below this video. that you can read on victoriawhitfield.com of 27 non-food love and bliss raising activities that you can engage in and plan on doing at holiday gatherings. It's 27 different ways. It's an abundance of ways, and honestly, after I wrote them down, more and more and more kept coming. And I know the same is going to happen to you once you read that list. You're like, oh, I can think of other stuff. So, if there are suggestions that you have in this video that came up from watching this video, comment below, share them with the tribe, post them on my Facebook, or post them on victoriawhitfield.com and the blogs. Let's get a conversation going so that we can raise the love vibration as we should. All right? Mwah! I'll see you next week.